Yo, what's up, everybody? Hope you're all having a good Monday. Hope you had a great Sunday to kick off the NFL season yesterday. I enjoyed myself, won some picks, had fun watching the games. My Dolphins were hard to watch. But besides that, it was a great start to the season. My picks on. I posted all my NFL picks here on YouTube last Thursday, and it looks like I went 6-2 against the spread in the video, plus 4.7 units, including the juice on the losses. Had 3 leans, went 1-2 on the leans, and still pinning from that video, I have the Saints at +7 for 1.5 units. I also had a lean on Denver in that video as well. So before I jump into all this football, I'm going to slow down here for a second and rip the Voorhees and Will Glasstube, a couple artists from here in Santa Barbara. The slide here is made from my buddy Wario, who's also lives in town in his glass bar. Smoking on some, forget the name of this strain. It's something pie, and as you can see from the colors, it's like a Granddaddy Perp cross, and it's really tasty. Cheers. Ooh. All right. So we have Monday Night Football tonight. As I just mentioned, I had jumped on the Texans. Did I say Saints? I jumped on the Texans +7. I have them for 1.5 that I got earlier in the week. Line looks like it's currently at 6.5 -115, and the total looks to be at 52. I don't have a feeling on the total either way. At 6.5, I still like the Texans. I don't like them as much as 7, but I do like the Texans at +6.5. I believe it's going to be a close game. I think the Saints might win this game. Actually, they're my number one rated power ranked team in my power rankings, and they obviously were great last year. They're at home. Sean Payton's one of the best coaches in the league. But they do start the season slow. RJ Bell had a tweet this weekend that I saw that said, over the past 5 seasons, the Saints are 1-9 straight up and 1-9 against the spread in weeks 1 and 2 over the last 5 years. So I've lost 90% of their early games, week 1 and 2, recently. Now, obviously, if RJ Bell's tweeting about it, I'm talking about it, then the Saints know about it. Coach Payton knows about it. So, with all that said, I think that he has the guys ready to play tonight. I think they're going to come out and play a good game. But I think the Texans are going to play a good game as well. So, Deshaun Watson's healthy. Love him. Hopkins is one of the top 3 receivers in the league. He's a stud. The running game, after Lamar Miller went down with his injury in preseason, they went out and signed Carlos Hyde. They signed, what was his name? Anyway, they have Blue from last year as one of their running backs. I'm a stoner. I don't remember this. Duke Johnson, who was on the Browns last. So I think Duke Johnson was listed on first on the depth chart, and then Hyde behind him and Blue third. So it's going to be a running back committee. They did shore up the offensive line. They've got Tunsil at left tackle now. So I think the offense is going to be okay, despite the injury at running back. Their defense, they lose Clowney, but and last year Clowney was a big part of the Texans defense, had a great year. That was a good defense. The previous years, Texans had a solid defense, and he was always injured. So I think their defense is going to be fine. I think that they're going to be all right. It's just a question of that offense and those running backs for me. But I think they get it done and are competitive tonight. I could see the Saints winning by 3. So I still do like the Texans and the points. If anything, I would take the over if really pressed into it, just because I think both teams are going to perform well offensively tonight in the Dome. The second game we have tonight, the Broncos play at the Raiders. Everyone knows when these two teams get together, it's always a brawl. That these two teams, big rivalry, and it doesn't really matter what the records are or the what the prognostications on each teams are. They just battle every time they play. So Broncos are favored by 3, minus 0.5. 43.5 is the current total. Obviously, AB is not going to be there. He's in New England now. 64% of the tickets on the Broncos and 74% of the cash is on the Broncos. So looks like sharp money and public money coming on Denver. A lot of times I would take the dog here, but I don't like it. I think the Broncos are not going to be a great team this year. Some people are picking them to be good because of that defense. They added in Flacco at quarterback, which is an improvement. How good he is definitely debatable. Some people are really low on him. Other people respect him, I guess. I think he's decent. I think he's going to be an improvement to the offense. But, I don't see them being a great team. So I would lean to the Broncos, despite me typically going with loving home dogs. I would still lean to Denver -3, minus 0.5, but I'm just too unsure of how the offense is going to be for Denver and wouldn't really throw anything large on them. So those are the Monday night games. Just looking forward to week 2 in NFL and week 3 in NCAA, which I had a really rough week in NCAA, to be honest. I went 0-7 on my YouTube picks. I went 3-7 on my Twitter picks. So I had a few more winners on Twitter, but either way, it was rough. And like I said in that NCAA video, NFL is I feel my area of expertise. Don't watch nearly as much college football as NFL, but every week or two, there are some picks out there that I like. So let's see. All right. Looking ahead, Thursday night football for the NFL. We've got Carolina Panthers favored 6.5 over the Tampa Bay Bucks. 49.5 is the total. Carolina, they didn't do much in the first half. The Rams defense was playing really well, and then they came on in the second half, but still ended up losing by 3. Cam Newton stayed healthy, so that's a thing, right? So I'd lean to the Panthers here. I bet on the Buccaneers season total, win total to go over, and I bet on them week 1 to beat the Niners. Looked like they had a chance there. Their defense played decent, but Jameis Winston threw an interception right inside the red zone there, and then, they blew it. So now they got to go on the road, short week. I do like to continue with the trend of home teams on Thursday night football doing well, so leaning towards the Panthers. Probably a good idea to get it in at 6.5 now before it jumps up to 7. But just to lean for the moment. I'm just going to scroll really quickly through college football. Wake Forest is favored 3 at home over Carolina. Lean towards Wake. I leaned towards Miami last week, and they lost. I had South Carolina week 1, and they lost. So I should probably stay away from North Carolina games for a while, but lean with Wake Forest. Kansas at Boston College. Boston College favored 22. Lean on Boston College despite the big chalk there. Kansas lost last week as a 7.5-point home favorite to Coastal Carolina. I think they might not get any more wins this season. Their season win total was 2.5 with the under favored, just to put in perspective of Kansas's expectations this year. Scrolling down, Washington State's 8.5 over Houston. North Carolina State's favored 7 at West Virginia. I lean with my Wolfpack there. West Virginia is not expected to do well this season. Maryland had a big win. That was actually one of my winners on Twitter. They're opened at 4. It's up to 8 now at Temple. So, big win for them. Temple +8 at home. I'm not going to say that I even lean that way, but could be tempting. Not sure how good Temple is this year, to be honest with you. All right, just scroll on. Let me get through these. Notre Dame's 34.5 at home over New Mexico. Georgia plays Arkansas State. Huge favorites. As you can tell, I didn't look ahead at these games until I got in this video. Clemson at Syracuse. Clemson 27.5 point favorite at Syracuse. Wow. You got to like the Cuse plus that many points. Syracuse didn't look good last week, but they're at home and they played Clemson tough before, so leaning towards the Cuse there. Virginia's favored 7.5 at home over Florida State. I'm high on Virginia this year. Florida State looks awful. Stay away from that game, though. I could see Florida State playing close, despite them being down and Virginia being up. I probably missed a big game, but that's all right. I'm more interested in NFL. Real quickly, we got not Texans. We've got the Titans. Excuse me. Titans favored 3 -120 at home over the Colts. The Colts look good. Probably lean towards the Colts there, despite the Texans looking good, but I think the Browns are going to struggle. Chargers 2.5 at the Lions. No really opinion yet on there. Bills favored 2 at Giants. Tempted to take the Bills. They looked decent in the second half after starting slow. I mean, they just had some turnovers, and so hopefully they have a better turnover ratio this week and should beat the Giants. Ravens 13.5 at home over the Cards. Man, Ravens looked good yesterday, but it was just the Dolphins, so probably lean towards the Ravens there, but man, that's a big number. Patriots 17.5 in Miami. Patriots looked unbeatable last night. The Dolphins literally looked like a college team. I don't know what else to say. They looked so bad. Supposedly players are asking for trades to be made by their agents right now. So, sounds like a mess in Miami with my Dolphins. Despite everything I just said, I'd probably take that Dolphins plus 17.5. If you guys are really into betting the spreads and studying what happens, typically when an NFL team gets embarrassed like that, and there's a big spread the following week, or regardless of the spread the next week, if they get embarrassed, they typically come out and cover the following week. So lean towards Miami. Cowboys favored 4.5, -105 against at Washington. Might lean towards the Redskins at home. Division rivalry, not sure yet. Got to do more work. Texans favored 10 now, +105 at home over the Jags. Case Keenum broke his collar. Case Keenum. Big Dick Nick Foles broke his collarbone in the game yesterday against the Chiefs. So they've got the backup from Washington State, the mustache man, Minshew. Is that his name? I kept saying it yesterday and now I'm not sure. But anyways, he actually looked decent, so that's a huge spread. I would lean towards Jacksonville +10 there. Steelers, Seahawks. Steelers looked atrocious last night. They're favored 3.5 at home over the Seahawks. Like the Seahawks there. 49ers on the road. Looks like that's a pick with the Bengals. Both the Bengals and the 49ers looked good yesterday. The Bengals gave the Seahawks quite a run for their money. Seahawks were lucky to get that win. I'm not sure there yet. That should be a good matchup. Vikings, their defense looked awesome. They're playing in Green Bay. Green Bay is favored 2.5 -120. I'd probably lean with the Vikings there. Chiefs favored 10.5 at Raiders +110. The Chiefs, man, they look even better than last year, right? So I'm not sure there. I want to say lean towards. Yeah, I'm not sure there is what I'm going to say, actually. Saints at Rams, that'll be a great game. LA at home, favored 3 +103. Probably lean with the Saints, depending on how they look tonight. Bears, pick 'em, -110 in Denver. Might lean with the Broncos there, depending on how they look tonight. And then Sunday Night Football, the Eagles play in Atlanta. Eagles favored 1. Lean with the Eagles there. Jets, Brown, Monday Night Football. Browns favored 2.5 in New York. I'd lean with New York there. So, this video is almost at 15 minutes long. I always have so much to say when I come on here and I start rambling and babbling about football and the spreads and all that. But I know that I also hate to watch long videos, so this one went way too long. Just want to give you all my feelings and thoughts after seeing the action with NFL, and looking forward to Monday Night Football next week. So hope you guys have a great Monday Night Football and a great rest of the week. I'm sure I'll post my picks probably Thursday this week. Until then, have a good one. Peace.